Hello. Hi. I'm just down by this here rock, and I'm going to film properly because the sky is really chem-free and in proper cloud formation. So I thought, how perfect timing. It's been horrible and grey and pouring down all day. It cleared about half an hour ago. So before they start spraying, I thought we'll try and show you some. So to get the best view, I'm going to stand on this rock. I've already prayed for protection through the love and truth of Jesus Christ's purity and truth. So let's show you. Here you go. Look at this tree, it looks like a pyramid. I will zoom into them a bit if appropriate. I'll just show you. Because the reality is, there is some days where the clouds do look genuine and real again. And I haven't seen about spraying today, but then I wouldn't have done because it's been so grey and cloudy. But I did notice quite a lot of chem-free trail skies around Christmas time. Unfortunately, if I'd been able to put the camera on 20 minutes earlier, I would have been able to show example it even better. But look at this person looking thing here. Anyway, back to the sky. So the sun's setting just over here, and that altar rock is just over there, behind where this tree there is. Yeah, there's a part over there which I'll try and film if I can. Well, I don't know if it's in the middle of those trees, the gap ahead of us, right between these trees here. And then you've got your forest there, and your forest there, and an expanse of a green, it looks to me like a ski run. It's a green grass down the middle, but separate the two forest areas. And that's where all those wooden carved things are, which I filmed. I want to get there and film again. I'm just waiting for the ground to be a little bit drier than it is at the moment, because we've not been that long since I got operated on. Even though it's a while now, but the point is, I don't really want to be slipping if I can avoid it. Hence why I keep wearing my riding boots. Anyway, I'm just looking at these clouds travelling over here. I'm going to crouch down so we can get a lovely view. And so here you have some real, genuine looking clouds. How lovely after yesterday morning and me filming all that. Divine timing. I just hope they don't come out and start spraying whilst I'm filming. It'd be nice if we could have a day off, couldn't it? But there is sometimes days where you can catch it chem-free. It's going to start raining again shortly, I think. So have a look at the gap above us. These trees always fascinate me. I mean, they just look so... just get a better... Don't want to fall off the edge of this rock. In fact... I will show you the trees, which are, well, it's the ivy, isn't it? Well, it's not ivy, it's like a weedy thing, a bit like a clematis, but it's like a mix between, I don't know, it's like a mix between ivy and this horrible flower that it forms. I'm just looking properly, actually. No, this actually is ivy. But I have a similar weed which grows, which is like a weed version of a clematis. And it tries to take over, I've got a hawthorn part on my hedge. Try to take over the whole hedge, regardless to what kind of stuff's growing there. Now, what I want to try and show you, if I don't slip, I'll trip myself up over some of these roots, which I'm walking over, is well, I was going to show you this rock because it's quite interesting in different lights. But then that caught my eye, and I thought that was an amazing view to show you. And this rock always interests me because it looks like it's like protection, isn't it? The way that the stones are with the turret wall thing, castle-like walls. In some lights, it does just look like an army sat watching you around the perimeter. Anyhow, I came down here one day at sunset, which we're not far off now, really, because we're knocking on for 3 o'clock. And I was sat on my log there. I was looking at the side of this, and as the light changed, it was showing writing on the rock, which had been carved in for God knows how long. It was really interesting, except I think to show it, I'd have to have some kind of time delay on and sit here and film from over there. And maybe it would show up, like you can see some patterning here. You see? There's actually is like a lot of writing in the side of this rock. You just don't notice it unless you just sat watching it for a while. I'll move on to the other side. But, oh yeah, when I was filming that time and I found like the woodlice nest which was stuck in here, but I was filming it the opposite way around. I didn't get it on film very well, but where it actually was right here, there, and that rock was on the inside of it, and that there was covering the outside, and within there was a nest of woodlice. Because I never put the rock back in, all that, because they obviously woke up and started moving, and I didn't want to squash any of them. I felt awful, and also didn't really want to touch it again. I just felt really dizzy when I just stood back up then. So I've got, I think I've got, must have flu or something. I feel really ill. Really, really do. I want to get back over to here actually, because I'll show you it from there. So all of this here, all of this side, as the light was changing, it was like revealing different words and letters and stuff. But it was really hard. I mean, you'd have to time delay it and have a camera at 2 angles, photographing it most likely, and then put the time delay set together, and then you'd probably have to see really clearly all these like hidden messages. Like you can see here, can't you, the tribal like markings. Can you see there? I mean, I hope so. Anyway, before I go, apart from the sky, I was just going to briefly mention their new tactic, which seems to be having me in, it started on Saturday, just gone. Now my head had been burning again, and my hair really hurting. I just hadn't yet made a video about it, purely because it had only just restarted, and I've had quite a lot going on, and also I don't always feel like speaking, like especially when things are forming, and just like quiet time, you need quiet time too. And also because I hadn't got Christmas Eve out, and I don't like getting too behind. I like my videos to go out in the right order. So until I'd done that, I knew I wasn't really going to be videoing very much. Anyway, long and short of it all is, on Saturday I'd gone for a bike ride with my friends, and we got to like the halfway point, which is this huge metal bridge over a river, and then behind it there was a motorway bridge about, I don't know, half a mile behind it or something, and it was all fields and countryside. Anyway, so I'm stood in the middle of this bridge, and I didn't film anything because obviously I was riding a bike. It was so much fun. But the long and short is, my ears started, well, my head started to feel like a bit like it was rattling like a bell inside briefly. And then my ears started popping, like as though, this is after being stood there a while. It wasn't like immediately after I got the bike off the bike or anything. And you know, although I was like going quite fast in places, I was also riding slow. And I've got to bear in mind, I've worked with racehorses all my life and ridden all my life. I'm used to going really fast and then at a walk. You know, it's not the change in pace which was making my head do that. Something happened when we were stood in the middle of this bridge, which sparked it. I have no idea what, but that's what it started. And then my head just felt repeatedly like as though I was in loads and loads of aeroplane takeoffs. Listen, one's just coming now, I said that. How funny, what perfect timing. So yeah, I hope you can hear that. Can't see it yet, but I can hear it. I think the trees are covering it up. Anyway, you don't need to see it to hear it, do you? The long and short being, that's how it was from that moment onwards for the next 3 days up until, well, it started to get better come Tuesday. Just felt like I was in a repeated round of ear popping and airport runways over, airport takeoffs and landings over and over again in my head. It was horrifying. And then when I was sleeping, my head was burning. But it's not the same, quite the same way as last summer, but it's the same like symptoms. It's like revealing. So that was awful. But I mention it in part because yes, it was awful, but also because I genuinely do think they don't realise just how much hair I lost and how many times I lost hair and just how sensitive my regrowth is. You know, my hair's about 100 different lengths. I've still got like my bald patches everywhere. Like, I mean, my scalp's still really thin. I'm actually getting too warm. I'll just take it out. I don't know. I just, you know, if they think that they can blast my head again and my hair isn't going to like end up ripped out at the roots again, then I don't know what on earth they're thinking, because even though whilst I'm awake, I can make sure I don't touch my head. You can't even itch it, and it's burning it and stuff. It makes it feel like your head's itchy, but you can't itch it, because if you itch it just the tiniest bit, I can rub it and do massage it, but I can't itch it because it just literally rips the hair straight back out. That's how the last lot came out, just a literal lapse in co-consciousness for a minute and a little scratch at my head, and then I was like, oh my god, you know. Well, that won't be the last time, but it was the last time which was the worst, when all this side came out here. And I look like my hair's receding for one. Just because I've got quite a lot of hair means I can like try and hide it. But yeah, I mean, if they want to keep beaming stuff at my head, I will end up losing more hair. It's inevitable. Like, what if you're asleep and you touch your head? I put sleeping headscarves and stuff to try and, well, if it's really bad, I try to, but I don't always. It's just that if I'm, to try so I can't itch it. But you know, the long and short is, I haven't itched at my head co-consciously at all waking. And I don't think I have whilst I've been sleeping, but if they carry it on, when you're asleep you can't control every move you make, can you? So I just thought I'd mention it, because it's probably been about the last 2 weeks that my head's been burning again on a night time. Maybe 3 weeks, but not, like I say, in such a different way to before, where it's similar but not the same, not as bad, but definitely not good. And it doesn't matter if I'm at home or anywhere else, because I wasn't at home on Saturday when it all kicked off, you know, with the repeated plane takeoffs and stuff. Just listen around me. I don't know if I talk for too long. There's just sirens kicking off left, right and centre. But we'll draw this to a close, I think. I can't think of anything else pressing to say, except for talking about that just then has made my head start to feel like it's all going to start all over again. Or it could be these sirens triggering it. I have no idea. I just felt, I mean, I'm not a paranoid person at all, but when I was walking up here, I just felt extremely monitored and watched. So, and unfortunately, you know, because of like, well, you know, like this, I don't know, there was a video I did on New Year's Day which got trolled to death, and it was so funny because it was all to do with the Hampstead case. It was the Hampstead father, basically, I'm sure of it. And A, the names he uses are absolutely abysmal on his multiple YouTube accounts, and B, let's check the time, and B, I don't really know why he's like zeroed in on me, like as though I'm trying to influence anything to do with that, because due to the absolute cult connections on every angle, I can't get involved in anything like that, apart from pray for the children and pray for them, pray my heart out for them. But I can't get, you know, at the end of the day, there's a lot going on with the whole case, and I don't talk about it, apart from a prayer request video I did right back when it all was happening publicly. And then I think because of the thing I did, the Skype call that Angie recorded, obviously it's made him like put me onto their radar a bit, which, do you know what, getting like trolled by people like that, it's a compliment. You don't want people like that to like you, and you don't want people like that liking your stuff. So if they want to troll me, they're complimenting me. Sirens are kicking off again. I'm almost time-wise now anyway. Just look at the sky before we end then. I always find it really interesting the way the trees like all form your pyramids and inverse pyramid shapes. And all sorts of like webs, when you look at them properly and look at the branch formations properly and the way they're all laid out, you can see there's just no accident in anything on this planet. There's no such thing as accidents. Everything's by design. The questioning always is that design being used for good or bad? But also to remember that no matter how much bad there is happening in the world, it's God who has ultimate overall say at the end of the day. And I'm up time-wise, and it took me 3 attempts to upload my video from yesterday morning, so I do not want this to go over at all. Thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye. It's the 22nd of February 2016. Thanks for watching. Comment and share at will. Bye. Oh, birdie's saying bye too. Alright, I best go for the time factor. Toodles.